Hello tankers! Today an event called Rating Sprint has started. The essence of the event is to play rating battles and achieve victories. For this, you'll receive some resources. 820 kit coins, as well as a camouflage and the most interesting part, the rating indicator equipment. It will display the league you're in, and you'll also be able to open 10 containers, whose contents you can see on your screen. Overall, the event isn't too difficult, and you can complete it in just one day. To finish the entire event line, you'll need to play 57 battles or achieve 39 victories, considering you play in the Platinum League. But for most players, reaching the Platinum League considered quite challenging, and getting into the Diamond League is believed to be impossible. Well, that's what they think, but in reality, even an average player can easily reach the coveted 5,000 rating. In this video, give you some tips for playing rating battles and suggest a few tanks to help you easily raise your rating. Let's go! Let's start by explaining what rating battles are. If you're already an average player, you can skip to the next timestamp. To play rating battles, you need to select the Rating Battles mode near the Battle button. This mode allows tanks from level 7 to 10, and they must have all modules fully upgraded and crews completely trained. You can't play in a platoon in rating battles, although this was possible before. But it's actually good that they removed this feature. The first 10 battles in the rating are calibration battles. This is done so the game can understand your skill level. After completing the calibration, you'll be given a certain amount of rating points and placed in a league according to your rating. There are 5 leagues in total. The Bronze League starts from 0 and goes up to 2,000 rating points. Then there's the Silver League from 2,000 to 3,000, followed by the Gold League from 3,000 to 4,000. Beyond that is the Platinum League from 4,000, and anything above 5,000 rating points is the Diamond League, which is the dream of most players. But now let's move on to the tips. Alright tankers, first tip is about calibration, the first 10 battles. Many folks don't pay enough attention to this and don't try hard during these 10 battles. As a result, they might end up at 2,500, 3,000 rating, and getting out of that pit will be tough. Also spill a secret. The higher your rating, the easier it is to raise it. Going from 2,500 to 4,000 is much harder than going from 4,000 to 5,000. So my advice is to focus on those 10 battles and play them as effectively as possible. Now regarding tanks, I recommend doing the calibration on a strong tier 8 premium tank. Ideally, a medium or heavy tank. If you have a destroyer or smasher, I suggest using them for calibration. If not, check out my video on the best premium tanks and choose something for yourself. The link will be in the description. In the end, if you're a 50% win rate player and play those first 10 battles smartly, you should land around 3,600, 4,000 rating. That's a great start. Now let's move on to the tips for moving forward. You've completed the calibration and now it's time to be patient. That's the second tip. You might think, I'm just talking nonsense, but the truth is, to reach 5,000 rating you don't need to be a super skilled player. All you need to do is play, and play some more. I've seen many players with win rates below 60% reach over 6,000 rating, and 5,000 is a piece of cake for them. And they're not some super pros. Their win rate is around 58%, and their average damage on tier 10 tanks is 2,800, which consider pretty average. By the way, would you like to see a guide on how to deal high average damage in tier 10 tanks? Write your answer in the comments, I'm noting all your requests. Moving on to the third tip, it's simple. You gotta rely on yourself during battles. Yeah, it's a team game, but in the end, everyone's trying to deal more damage, even if it leads to defeat. If you want to reach 5,000 rating, you should focus solely on dealing damage and your overall performance in battles. Let's say you're playing a medium tank and your team is facing defeat. Seems like a bad situation, right? But you've dealt the most damage in the team and got at least 1 kill. As a result, your team loses rating points, but you're the only one who doesn't lose any. Instead, you might even gain rating points for performing well in the battle. This way, you'll consistently earn rating points. When you lose, you won't lose anything, but if there's a victory, you'll gain more than others. This tip is used by everyone playing above 5,000 rating, so nothing stops you from reaching such heights. Now let's move on to the last tip and tank selection for rating battles. The last tip for today is simple. Don't be afraid of defeat. I often see players who are new to rating battles and have reached, let's say, 4,900 rating, and at that moment, They become afraid to enter battles because they might lose and ruin their progress. It was my mistake too when first aimed for 5000 rating. This also happens in regular battles when a player wants to achieve high average damage with a tier 10 tank, and after reaching the goal, stops playing that tank because they fear their damage might drop. The sooner you stop doing this, the faster your performance will improve. So that wraps up the tips. Main thing is that you just need to be able to play at an average level. It's not that hard, and soon make more video guides on this game. So subscribe to my channel and you'll definitely become a better player. I'll show you a few tanks that recommend for rating battles. Briefly tell you about each of them so you don't waste your time. Let's start with tier 7, and here we have two tanks that I think everyone knows, the Annihilator and Smasher. These tanks are pretty rare and getting them will be tough, but if you have them, play with them. They are incredibly powerful, and even if you're a noob, you can easily reach 5000 rating with them. Moving on to tier 8, I've picked 3 tanks for rating battles. The Chimera, the M4Yo and the Progetto 46. Chimera and Progetto 46 are great tanks, no doubt. But what about the M4Yo? Despite its strange 4-shell drum gun, it's a very good tank. It fast as medium tanks. The gun is accurate and has good penetration. It's probably the most underrated premium tank in the game, and everyone who played it is really satisfied, including me. I really enjoyed this tank. At tier 9, didn't recommend anything because it's better not to play in rating battles at this level. So here are 3 tier 10 tanks for you. The E50M, the STB-1 and the E100. It's important to mention that developers will soon rebalance all tier 10 tanks, but the E50M and the E100 won't become worse. As for the STB-1, it's still unknown. After the rebalance, there might be other tanks that will be more interesting for rating battles, so keep an eye on the news and good luck in your battles in the rating. Bye for now.